And we're back. Part 3 of this Thanksgiving special episode here in 2018. And now we're ready to do our grilled tuna steaks. Now, for those who do not know, when you're doing yellowfin or anything, any type of tuna, when you're doing it, cooking it from raw to final product at home, I'm going to tell you all right now, it's really easy to mess this up. Because if you overcook it, well, it'll end up tasting like cat food, okay? And that might be appealing to some people, but not exactly appealing to us in this particular case. So what you're looking for is it being done on the outside and kind of a medium rare on the inside, because anything beyond that, cat food, okay?
Meow.
So what we're doing right now is we're kind of letting the fire die down a little bit. Some awesome coals here. Right over here we have our tuna steaks on standby, and it's chilly out, so this is a perfect time to do some nighttime grilling, okay? Now, we don't need to really wait super long for this to get any. Basically, I want it hot.
Oh my
Hot,
goodness.
hot, okay?
That looks awesome.
Doesn't it?
That looks so
Okay.
cool.
I want this sucker really hot. Oh, sorry about my language, kids, but there we go. Now that we have that taken care of, we're going to slide everything over towards me. This is our steaks, our grilled tuna steaks. Now, right next to me is a little additive, but Princess Faye does not like this additive to her tuna steaks. So, pick one, honey.
For what?
Your tuna steak. Pick it.
Mine?
Yes.
I want that one.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to go on the fire right now. Now, for the others, you're going to give it about 2 minutes on each side or till it starts turning a nice dark brown. I'm going to take and sprinkle out some sesame seeds. Now, I know some of you are used to seeing these on hamburger buns. At the temperatures that it really takes to open up the flavors of sesame seeds, those bun toasters are just not strong enough to do that. But our charcoal grill is. So, we're going to coat these up with a little bit, and we're going to lay this on right like that. If you see a little bit of flames kick off of them, don't worry about that. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, we're going to set that aside. That's what pants are for right here. And even though it's dark and that sort of thing, I know exactly what I'm looking for.
You've still got a minute on that one.
Right. Oh, you're watching, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know I wouldn't
Now,
leave you hanging.
This is definitely a time to have another plate on standby. Remember, this one we used for raw food. This one, completely clean. Okay? Have some aluminum foil also on standby, and you'll see why soon enough. Okay? So, I'm going to set that down. It's not going anywhere. And it's really, actually, almost, thank goodness, if it wasn't for the charcoal grill, it would really be cold. I get cold real easy. And we're actually winding down on our Thanksgiving special. We have probably one more episode to throw at you all, including a big giant thank you to everyone who, even though a lot of people weren't able to join us, that's perfectly okay. I know you'll be joining us on the... There we go. Look at that.
Don't touch that one yet. Nope.
See how, and you can actually see how it's nice and dark right through here, that dark line, okay? That's what we're shooting for.
You can
Okay.
do the one on the far.
On the right. That's what we're looking for. And even though it looks like it's not done through here, don't worry.
You can do that one now.
And that flare up that you see right there, that's actually the end result of, believe it or not, the sesame seeds. Don't worry if it sticks to the grill. You'll get a little bit of that flare up, but it won't hurt nothing, okay? Normally I'd say be wary of flare-ups, but it's not gonna hurt nothing this time. The first time we actually used this little grill, believe it or not, what we actually, this is actually what we made. Of course, we also did some nice grilled vegetables. It was really good, really good. And I know that, real quick, for those who do not know, I had done a particular Surviving Romance episode earlier this year. And we were talking about how I really didn't feel like doing a turkey this year. And so, you know, and I was somewhere along the line, I was talking about these particular grilled tuna steaks. And there was a particular somebody who asked if we would do it for a Thanksgiving episode. And I forget who it was who asked me if we would do that.
We're sorry.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember them asking me if I would.
Okay.
And I said that we would do that just for them.
Mine's done.
Yours is done?
By 2 minutes. You said 2 minutes on each side, right?
Thereabouts, yes. Wow, look at that.
Mine's falling apart.
Okay, here we go.
That one's still got 8 seconds.
This one here?
Yeah. You can take it if you want.
And see how that looks?
It's kind of hard to see on camera, so they may not be able to see it.
We'll see once we get upstairs, and we'll give it about 5 minutes. So,
Now, what do we do about the grill? Oh, just put the lid on it. Derp. I'm tired.
okay. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to tightly wrap this plate. Now, normally with your beef products, you have to give it a little bit of time for the heat to subside. You know, give it a rest period after you're done cooking it. So the juices have, you know, so the heat subsides a little bit and the juices redistribute themselves. But that's not necessarily the case here. What this has done is we're wrapping this tightly because even though we're done grilling, it's still cooking. So let's wrap it tight, let residual heat do its job, and let it finish cooking. So we are all done here, and we can kind of halfway clean up. This will go ahead and kind of steam itself out and take care of itself. Put a lid on it, not, you know, in a evil sense here, and we can go upstairs. And we'll go ahead and chit-chat for a few minutes. Start preparing for the last episode today. And we'll dish up some stuff. And, you know, the final episode is upon us. So, again, this is what it's all about, you know. You know, good food. And like I said, we are expecting a few guests here in a little bit. I have no idea what time it is.
Well, I guess it's time for you to get a watch.
All right. Ooh, that's here to George.
Shut up.
Really. One of my favorite things. All right, I got the door for you there.
Thank you.
Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, already our biscuits are all done.
Biscuits.
A mound of biscuits. Which you all seen me start earlier. Let's go ahead and get my jacket off. All right.
Biscuits.
So, from here, we're going to give this about 5 minutes. Our little experiment is not really going to turn out per se, but that's okay. I've got something else in mind I think that you all will enjoy. So don't panic, don't panic. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to let this sit until tomorrow. We've got a whole nother project in mind because sometimes when things happen, you know, experiments kind of go sideways. Sometimes you got to just think up stuff to use up the food on the fly. And in some cases, you just can't do anything with it. So don't worry about that. We're going to make this still work, okay? Just not today. I'm getting tired, folks. All right. So, let's go ahead and move our biscuits over to the table. And already, you can all see all the different dishes that we have up here. We have our macaroni and cheese. We have...
With tuna.
With tuna. We have our bacon wrapped smokies right here. Thinking of you, Michelle. We have our rice and crab dish right here. Doesn't that look amazing? And it's still warm. We have biscuits.
It smells good.
And we have now finishing up its residual cooking our tuna steaks. So we should actually be done there. Okay? So let's go ahead. Sarah might not want to miss this. Let's go ahead and open this up. Now, as I told you, we're looking for that nice exterior to buttery interior. Okay?
I think this one probably could have cooked a little bit longer, but it should still be fine.
Yes, it'll be just fine because if you remember correctly, tuna is used for sushi. And in this particular case, it's done just enough, okay? Nice sear on the outside. Trust me, it eats better than it looks. Which it actually looks pretty dang good, in my opinion. Depends on how you feel. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this back up. Princess Faye has her very own tuna steak selected. The other one's got some sesame seeds on it.
I'm just not a fan of sesame seeds. I don't even like it on my hamburgers.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and set this over here. Go ahead and keep the aluminum foil for those of our friends who are overseas, English speaking. And we have one more dish yet to go. What's the time stamp right now?
12 minutes.
12 minutes. Let's go ahead and keep going for another few more minutes.
Well, here.
And let's talk about...
I'll let you do the swappy and take over on that for me.
Yeah. Bam!
Would you like this light off? Is that...
That'll work. Okay. So now we're down to the nitty-gritty, folks. We've got quite a bit of food on standby. Next up, we have our pan-fried fish fillets. Now, we have done this before here on the channel. The pan-fried fish fillets are a very popular episode, edited episode here on the Prince Magnum channel. This one, we're going to do it live. We're going to do it live. You can all see it being made and see how absolutely easy it really, really is. Make sure you got your lemons on standby. And make sure you got some tilapia. Or you can use like rainbow trout or whatever, you know. I really wouldn't use anything like salmon for this or even the tuna. But I would definitely use tilapia or pollock. Pollock is good. Especially those particular dishes. Anything that you can get from, say, that's farm raised, okay? Definitely stick to your sustainable fishes, which is one of the reasons why we had to include it, okay? So that's where we're at on this.
But not flounder.
Not flounder?
No.
Oh, we so got to cook flounder.
No!
Anyhow,
bully.
I am so cooking flounder. Anyhow, so that's where we stand right now. All right? So, in the next, we're going to be starting to shut this down again. We're going to come back one more time, and then we're going to start plating up some food and enjoying our very unorthodox, but yet very tasty Thanksgiving dinner. Okay? I appreciate all those who have joined us, even just briefly today. And I want to thank all of you that'll be joining us on the playback. It's again, the Prince Magnum channel is always thankful to the Maverick Nation. The Maverick Nation is what makes this channel exactly what it is. A lot of you, I get a lot of ideas from a lot of you, and sometimes I have to pick your brains on knowledge that I don't even have. Okay, real quick, for the record, to get that chimney starter going. couple of crumpled up newspapers with a little bit of vegetable oil, filled with whatever charcoal that you're using, and you're good to go. Okay, just a couple pieces will do, and on top of that, the vegetable oil, canola oil, any type of oil like that, cooking oil, if you will do just fine. And the Prince Magnum channel has now used up the last of the vegetable oil that was sent over from Bert TV. Ironic, isn't it? Ironic, which we'll talk more about the irony of this. That something from Bert TV was used to set fire to something. Anyhow, if you all catch that little side joke there. Okay. So this brings us to a good stopping point while we go ahead and get everything together for the next bit, which it won't take us very long from here. So when we come back, pan-fried fish fillets, and then it's time to sit down and eat, okay? Because doggone it, I'm getting hungry. All right, so I will see all of you here in just a few. So, as usual, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet. And as always, for all of you out there, no one out there has told you that they love you today. Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you. Such a goof.